Hi there. Now, devotion today. I want to take you to the book of Isaiah, chapter 43. I want to read few verses here for our meditation. Let me read from verse 2. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze. For I am the Lord your God, the Holy One of Israel, your Savior. This is God speaking through Isaiah to encourage and makes promises to the people of Israel. Because the people of Israel are going to go through horrible situations because of their failures to obey God completely, and God is going to bring punishment. But in the midst of all the punishment that is going to come upon them, God promises that I will never leave you, I will be with you. Why He makes that promise is because He loves them. If you look at it in verse 4, it says, Since you are precious and honored in my sight, and because I love you. So God's love for the people of Israel is just amazing. In the midst of troubles, God's promises will help us to be strengthened. When you pass through the waters, the promise of God is that I will be with you. And the promise of God when you pass through the rivers is that the rivers will not sweep over you. And when you walk through the fire, the promise of God is that the flames will not set you ablaze. You will not be burned. In other words, the presence of God makes the troubles of our life more easy. And His presence surrounds us, and the moment we understand the presence of God is always with us, and He will never leave us nor forsake us. And look at here, the promises continue. He says in verse 18, Forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the desert and streams in the wasteland. So God's promise continues. He says, not only my presence will be with you, but I'm going to do something new for you. And what you have to do is just forget the former things. Sometimes people want to live in the past. Some things that happen in the people's life, and they cannot forget about it, and they hold on to it, and it hurts them so much. And so the promise of God is that because I am with you, I want you to forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past, and you have to look to the future promises of God. What is the future promise of God for Israel is that, see, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? God is asking us to have a vision of what God is going to do in our lives. He says in verse 19, See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the desert and streams in the wasteland. Hopelessness and dryness can be changed by the presence of God and His promises for us in the future. He says that if you can perceive it, you will be able to see what I'm doing it. He says, I am making a way in the desert. See, if you look at the desert, it all looks like, sand dunes everywhere. There's no way you can pass through because there's no way there. But God says that I am making a way in the desert. And then He promises that in the wasteland, there is nothing grows, nothing produces. But God says that I'll make streams in the wasteland. And because of the promises of God, if you hold on to it, and you will be blessed. And so today, the promises of God in Isaiah 42 is for us. If you embrace it as your own and you hold on to it, the promises of God will bless you. What are the promises? Let me repeat it. It says, when you pass through the waters, He said, I will be with you. When you pass through the rivers, They will not overflow you. They will not sweep over you. And then when you pass through the fire, He will be with you, and the fire will not burn you. Your flames will not set you ablaze. That is the promise of God. To accept that, to embrace that, you have to forget the former things. Don't dwell on the past, and perceive what God is about to do in your life. That is what Christian life is all about. Looking forward, forgetting the past, and believing in God and His promises, and blessings will come upon you. And look at here, the promises of God is true. And you want to be blessed? Hold on to the promises of God today. God bless you.